Alright, we're back. It's been quite a while since I've played this game, so let's walk around. Actually, what we're gonna do more of is see if I can remember how to play this damn game, actually. Okay. So, if I remember correctly, we just woke up after being, knocked out. Well, I think it's the next day, I guess. I don't know. Let's see if we can remember everything. Enter the after deck. Okay. Yeah, I have a new microphone set up. Not this part. I got a Go XLR like everybody else has. Wow, I'm really bright. Yeah, so I got a new setup. So it's I'm working on my volumes and my sound to make sure everything actually makes sense because things are still kind of off. So hopefully this all goes smooth. Anyway, let's check out the outer deck, shall we? No, don't want to enter the saloon. Go to the side deck. Is there anything over here I can touch first? Examine the speakers.
These things made quite a racket last night. I couldn't hear myself think.
Okay. Okay, well I can't go down. So I guess let's go check out the side deck. Oh. Fish deck. Fish spelled with a F-Y-S-C-H. What's this? No, let's go after. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go in quite yet. Let's examine the crates. They look like benches to me.
I suppose the life jackets are stowed there, close to the railing, close at hand in case of emergency.
Lovely idea there. Examine the gangway. Look at it all.
Curious.
Gangway.
I can easily toss a gun into the sea from almost anywhere on the ship without being noticed. And yet, the murderer chose the one spot where it's not actually possible.
Either it's suspicious or he threw it from higher up and couldn't actually see where he was throwing it. Go upstairs, go to forecastle. Well, we're gonna have to go to the forecastle because that sounds fancy. And I like fancy words. Oh, there's that sleeping officer. Wonder if he'll let me talk to the guy.
It may not seem like it, but Constable Oliver is actually a very effective watchman.
If he's asleep, he is the opposite of an effective watchman. What was that? Examine the shuffleboard equipment. There's no equipment there, it's just the floor.
I wonder if this game is an advanced version of bocce. Maybe the inventor realized that it's difficult to play ball games on a boat and came up with an alternative.
Crazy. Who would have thought that that's what they came up with? Ew. Let's look over here first. I don't know if there's anything over here worth my time. Look at the sea. Should be plenty of that, considering.
Salty sea air in my old lungs, wind in my thinning hair.
I don't think his hair is
If I hadn't become
thinning.
a policeman, I could have been a sailor.
Oh well. Can I go up here? No. Can I go in there? I'd be very surprised if they let me go in there. He walks funny.
The stowaway surely didn't sleep well last night in the cargo
Okay.
hold, although
Gonna go
his
down
cell
there,
is
though.
probably more comfortable than my cabin. Constable Oliver brought something to drink. You can tell it's not the first time he's had to guard something.
And we all do it, right? Something that's just a normal part of life. Now let's go back over here. Done looking at that. Upstairs. I double click, does that make it go faster? No, okay. Would have been nice, right?
We were here
Yeah, this
yesterday
is-
when we heard the shot, and it was also here where Legrand caught our stowaway.
I think he threw the gun over top of the, I don't know what I'm pointing at. Over top of this, and that's why I landed on the gangway. I think he couldn't see it.
A boat like this would also make a good hideout for a stowaway.
Yeah, but depends on how long we're at sea. Don't you think the stowaway would get hungry and starve to death?
The grate must be
Why am I
part of
wearing a
the
yellow
ship's
shirt?
ventilation
It's
system.
mustard colored.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
I don't know, it's not moving though. Like it's stopped. No, is that the cap? What's this? Examine the
This
pipes.
isn't a panoramic deck for visitors. There are pipes, steel cables, chains.
I
up
don't
here.
see cables or chains
You
up
can
here.
smell the smoke from the funnel. I have no idea how the ship works, and
ships work by, you know, working. Oh, what's this?
I guess our stowaway knocked me out. Whatever his story is, he's not a thief.
Nothing's missing from my wallet.
The ship's bridge.
I can't do the actual accent that he is, the Swedish accent. Can't do that.
I get the impression that the officers keep things running. It seems like the captain concentrates on the passengers and the bar.
Yeah, he can do what he needs to. As long as the boat runs, who cares? Alright, I think I've seen all there is to see up here. Let's go back downstairs. Back in here. This is right outside the bar, which I actually just walked through. Let me just check to make sure there wasn't anything in there that I missed. Do not like this music right here. It's a little cowbelly for me. Anything over here? They actually... That part of it makes me think of The Sims. Bum, 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 bum. Da, 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 da. Alright, let's leave. I don't see anything in here. It's a nice boat. I'll give him that. Okay. Downstairs. That better have some fancy looking whiskey in it. That globe thing. Okay. Nope, not upstairs. Examine the... What did it even say? I didn't read it fast enough.
Evacuation plan? And some tips from the doctor for avoiding seasickness, sunburn, and the like. And here, a schedule of activities. A drink with the captain, a shuffleboard competition on the forecastle. That's about it. A
Forecastle?
real barrel of
Is that how
fun.
that's said now? Whatever happened to the word forecastle? I guess that was never a word. I don't know. Okay.
A model of
Little
the
model
Lydia
ship.
before it was rebuilt. It used to be a freighter. The wide hallways,
Interesting.
the cabins, and the saloon were added later.
Okay. Let's check out this place, shall we? Do I say that a lot? Do I say shall we a lot? No. Oh, doctor. And a body.
Hello, Dr. Gebhardt.
It's not a mortician. Or a
And
coroner,
there's the
so...
next one.
Excuse me?
You want something else from me, don't you?
I'm afraid I do.
What a first day at work. Well,
What's the result of your examination of the victim?
she's dead.
I didn't make you work
Crazy.
all night long, Dr. Gebhardt.
She was shot. Point blank shot. Probably with a pistol. It seems like
Yeah,
she was
usually.
lying in bed. The shot struck her hard. She died immediately.
One shot?
More were unnecessary. And we only heard one shot, no?
How many
And
bullet
there's
holes are there?
just one entrance wound.
Just one.
Knock
I'm
out the tropes.
told that I was drugged.
That's how it seems.
What can you tell me about it?
Me? Why should that be my business?
It wasn't the good kind of
Haven't
drugs.
you analyzed the glass?
No, I haven't.
There's no good kind
The
of drugs,
inspector
kids.
said he's the better chemist. I let him do it. That way I could at least concentrate on the body.
Drug
Do you
Baroness.
think the Baroness might have been drugged? She was very tired and unsteady when Legrand and I saw her.
Yeah, I heard about that. I must have just missed her in the saloon. And without having seen her myself, it is hard to make a diagnosis.
Of course. Can you say something about her general health?
She was quite overweight, and the
Crazy.
butler said that she suffered from diabetes. Despite that, she hadn't visited a doctor for several years.
Doesn't sound good.
Happens more frequently than you might suppose. Some people are scared of doctors and pay with an early death. It is possible that the
I am not
Baroness
scared of
wouldn't
doctors,
have lived much
but
longer
dentists
anyway.
and I do not get along. Hate them. Whose glass did I drink
Do
from?
you know whose glass I drank from?
What do you mean?
Captain de Conti handed me a glass of champagne. But where did he get it?
I don't know. Did you ask him?
I'm just asking because
I haven't
you were
even seen him.
also in the saloon when the champagne was served.
Yes, but I only entered the saloon a few seconds before you did. I didn't manage to get a drink myself.
Which, in retrospect, is lucky.
Ah, you're right about that.
Have
El
you already
Boleto.
removed the bullet?
Did Legrand send you? What is that Frenchman's problem? I already told you. I will get in touch as soon as I have it. That is also what I told the constable, who he kept sending all night long, once I finally got rid of Legrand himself.
Did he look over your shoulder?
He probably wanted to take the scalpel from my hand and hack away himself. But this is my surgery, and I will not let amateurs interfere with my work.
That's understandable.
It's
How
a
much
surgery if they're
longer
already
will it
dead.
take?
Is it not an autopsy then?
I have just finished.
Hmm.
Send my regards to His Majesty.
The
Thanks.
ground.
I think that's it for now.
No. That is it for now, then, and later. I'm going to lie down for a few hours. Can you tell that to your boss?
Yes.
But
That's very aggressive. Oh, and then I popped.
could
That was
I
just a
at
ghost
least
of me.
have the key?
Absolutely not.
Why would I
But
have?
if we
what?
have to examine the victim again,
Then the esteemed inspector knows where to find me. In my cabin. In bed. Good night, Constable
Kind of
Zeller.
want to see how big his cabin is. Out of mere curiosity, let's examine the alarm.
an alarm like this one was set off yesterday. This one hasn't been set off. The security seal is intact.
How would you
I'm
replace
not
the
paying
security
for
seal?
this trip, and that's a fair price for my cabin. It's rather...
Okay. Did I touch all the things there are to touch? Cannot enter the medical center. I do not want to go upstairs. I didn't examine the plant. Didn't even think about it.
pitiful attempt to make a bit of paint on the walls would have helped more, especially since a plant...
Alright, yeah. Examined the door to the cabin? Didn't have a name, did it? I should read these before I click on them.
That is Legrand's cabin.
Oh. So he was 8 inches from the place the first... Alright, get in there. I got the bullet. He's gonna want my stuff. Do. Oh, he's got a shoulder holster on. Old-fashioned. But I like
Are
it.
you ready?
Good morning, Inspector Legrand. My head is pounding, but I think I'm okay.
Chloral hydrate.
Hmm?
That's why you have a headache.
Did I bring a chemistry kit?
I found traces of it in your champagne glass.
What have you found out so far?
The Baroness was shot in the chest at close range. We heard the shot. The murderer quickly fled the cabin and dropped the murder weapon over the railing later. A simple story so far.
Oh, but it won't stay simple.
Why was her cabin door locked?
Exactly. If the murderer wanted to make it seem like a suicide, he'd have shot her in the head and left the gun at the crime scene.
And if it was murder, why did he go to all the trouble of locking the door from inside? And how did he manage that anyway?
Especially since we arrived just a few seconds later and didn't
That's a good
see
point.
anyone near the cabin.
Unless he locked the
Something
doors and closed
doesn't
it.
make sense here.
No, it
Kinda lock
doesn't.
did it have?
It's driving me crazy.
Did you find the murder weapon?
On the gangway on the side of the ship. I suspect
They
the
already-
murderer tried to
everything?
drop it into the sea. He would have stood close to the railing to let it fall unseen.
And since he doesn't know the ship, he had bad luck and dropped it right onto the gangway.
Indeed. And do you find that probable?
Not
No.
a bit.
Neither do I.
Type of gun.
What kind of a gun is it?
A pistol, a Luger 08.
An automatic.
Manufactured a
semi-automatic
million
pistol,
times
I guess.
during and after the First World War. Austrian model. The owner is David Kreutzer, the violinist. We found him tonight totally drunk on the bow of the ship. He confirmed that it's his gun, but he claims that it was stolen
Interesting.
from him.
Fingerprints?
Nothing. But it's worth mentioning that the clip was missing 2
It's a
bullets.
magazine, not a clip. Depending on the gun,
And
I
it's
don't think a
definitely
Luger
the murder weapon.
used a clip.
The ballistic tests are incomplete. Actually, I've been waiting far too long for the bullet recovered from
How
the
would you do a
corpse.
ballistic
Pay
test
the doctor a
the
visit somewhere
boat?
and see that he does his job.
About the bullet. Here it is.
Excellent. Give it to me. As I suspected, a 7.65 Parabellum Luger.
Don't you want to examine it in more detail?
When I have time. For now,
You have
we
time.
can assume that we have the murder weapon. There can't be too many antique Luger 08 pistols on board.
May I take a look at the Baroness's cabin?
We already searched it thoroughly.
Sure. But what
Then
about
that means
now,
he can look.
by daylight?
Yes, fine, it can't hurt. Here, take this with you.
What did he give me? The bullet back?
Thanks. I'll let you know if I find anything important.
But only then, please. I'm very busy.
Of course.
Of course. There's a
And
lot of
this
questions left to ask.
Chloral hydrate?
Is a tranquilizer. Can be dissolved in alcohol. The effect begins in minutes and lasts for hours. Who gave you the glass of champagne?
I believe it was Captain DeConti.
If believing were enough for us, we'd have become priests, Constable. Be a policeman and find out for sure.
Understood.
Okay. Because it
Do
just
you
works that way.
believe the violinist?
He'll be the first person I question. He claims he can't remember anything from the last few hours. Says he drank a bottle of schnapps.
He was on the train
not a very
and he
good
doesn't have an alibi.
Thing to drink.
His drunkenness could be a smokescreen.
He fits the profile. He travels a lot, has access to high society. Could be interesting.
A jewel thief, the murderer.
You think
It's a
that
weird
the
sentence.
jewel thief
Not a
is the
sentence.
murderer?
Our friend would have needed another key to open the safe and steal the second eye, the one the Baroness was carrying. At least, that's what we implied.
What do you mean?
The Baroness was famous for her forgetfulness. I convinced her to give me the third key. It seems safer for the eye.
The thief searches the Baroness's cabin looking for the third key,
She returns from the saloon earlier than expected.
surprises him, and he can't allow her to identify him.
He imprisons her until the coast is clear, and then shoots her.
And thus, the thief becomes a murderer.
But still
Yeah, that's
doesn't
a
have
big
all
difference.
the keys.
Are
See?
you sure that there's no bomb inside this time?
Professor Lucien locked it in front of an audience, and it will be opened for the first time in Cairo.
Let's hope so.
It would take hours to crack, and
Cairo.
you'd need heavy
That's from a
machines.
Bond movie.
Or
If you
the
know what it is,
keys,
put it in
Or
the comments.
three
I'll give you
keys,
nothing.
That's right.
Do you really think that the Raven is behind all this?
He wrote the letter that was on the safe in the train. Without the letter, we wouldn't have opened the safe, and the bomb wouldn't have exploded.
But it doesn't seem like him, does it? The Raven was famous in part because he never hurt anyone, much less killed anyone, during a burglary.
It's his handwriting, and he called me Nico. No one else does that. I chased that
Interesting.
man across Europe for years. It is him. It has to be him.
But the evidence...
Enough.
I'll be on my way.
Enough.
I want
It's
to
a-
find out who
it
gave
was
me
a
the
famous
drug
painting.
champagne.
Good idea.
Curious as to
Inspector
what it was
Legrand?
from.
Are you okay?
Probably hasn't slept
Maybe
in, I don't
you
know,
should
a
take
while.
a break.
I can sleep once I've caught the Raven. Goodbye, Constable.
Be seeing you.
Can we go in his bathroom? We can't even stay. Okay. It's a pretty decent sized cabin, actually.
Legrand is risking not just... He's working like a demon. Maybe that's why
he caught the Raven and no one else. He did not do that very well. Go into the go into
No, I've slept enough.
Can't we look around? Oh, we're supposed to go look at Miss Lady. There's gotta be more cabins down that hallway, right? As I saunter on over with my weird strides. Can I go over here? Literally the opposite. Okay, that's not something I do. Crack of the seal.
This is the first murder scene I've ever set foot in.
It's international waters. He's got authority here, right? This looks kind of like the size of a small hotel room. Oh, there's the alarm. That one's
The
probably
most
the one that was tripped.
unportable portmanteau I've ever seen.
Don't know what portmanteau is.
Another alarm. It was tripped at some point. The seal is broken. But there's no way of telling whether it happened yesterday or 5 years ago.
Is the seal dusty? I don't know. Captain DeConti should know.
The notepad has the ship's emblem on it. I suppose all the
Just
first
staring into the wall.
have them.
Ah, classic. Classic detective trick. Inspector, be in the saloon at 10 p.m. There is a murderer on board, and I will expose him. B. Assuming that's the old lady, or the lady's name. I don't remember what her name was.
It says, Inspector, be in the saloon at 10 p.m. There is a murderer on board and I will expose him. B. The Baroness seems to have known
Baroness,
the
that's right.
murderer. And that means that the Raven can't be the murderer. He never killed anybody. Legrand probably never got the message. Otherwise, he'd have said something.
Or a great detective, we figured that out instantly. That's the first thing I clicked on, actually.
A big, ugly, and impractical vase. If it had a
Probably
wider
not good to have
opening,
on a
one could at least
boat.
use it as an umbrella stand.
Oh, okay. It's like, it says examine. Why didn't you examine it?
Can't see anything.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Wow.
Got a flashlight?
Heavier than it looks.
Paper?
Aha.
Down feathers?
Nothing special. Although, it seems like one of the feathers was scorched at the top. Literally burnt.
Oh, I have an idea. I don't know. I don't think this works
I'd
in real
better
life,
take
but
it
the
with
idea of
me.
using a pillow, putting the gun to the pillow as a suppressor, probably doesn't make it. It doesn't make it that much quieter, I'm sure, but bet you that's what happened. So, let me check this book. That's not what I clicked on.
A tape recorder. Must go with the built-in
What?
speakers. Probably part of the cabin's furnishings. The
Examine
tape recorder is older than the hills, but it was once very expensive. Top of the range. And it doesn't come cheap.
Okay. Can I touch it?
Strange. There's only one reel.
Okay.
And it's the wrong one.
So,
No. No sign of the original reel.
looks like his hair changed colors, and it did.
A reel made by Zeibling. I know the brand. Zeibling's tapes can be overwritten many times without losing quality. They're used in offices so that
Many times,
executives
but not
can record
that many
messages for
times.
the secretaries on the same tape over and over again. But they're not good for much else. They're robust, but they don't offer much in terms of sound quality.
There's a whole bunch about this. Take it. Alright, no. There's clearly a blood stain and there's these pillows. It's only one. These don't seem to be separate.
There's still blood on the mattress.
Where's it
The
gonna go?
sheet and the blanket have already been removed. To analyze them, I suppose.
Search the bed. With your eyes. What do you see?
Nothing.
Examine the blood spot.
The blood spot is the only sign that someone committed a crime.
Is that where her
here.
heart was? Was it through and
Somehow.
through?
That's odd. The blood is so red. Shouldn't it gradually darken in the air? Turn brown?
That's a good point, I
The
guess.
unusual color of the blood could be something. All cats are gray in the dark. As the
I should take a
The
sample with what?
unusual color. All cats.
What do I have that's message from the Baroness? Down feathers, wallet, audio. I don't have anything to have a tissue. Is that
The
a thing?
unusual. All cat.
All right, let's look around. Oh, open the portable cupboard. Okay, didn't think about that. What's this? Lots of whistling here.
A portable bar is more like it.
Oh.
Must
There's already
be
a
hard
bar
work
on board.
transporting this big, heavy thing halfway around the globe. And the Baroness was lucky that the other freight cars were only lightly damaged by the explosion. An impressive piece, but
Okay,
the
mannequin. Oh, double clicked it. I shouldn't have done that. Is there anything to see here? You're just gonna stare into the nothing and say nothing. Okay, well, you already did your thing. Of course you did. I'll look at the vase again later. I don't know. By later, I mean probably now, because I don't seem to see anything else here. Let's look at this luggage.
Apparently, the Baroness didn't have time to unpack her bags.
She was getting
or
murdered.
rather, didn't have time to tell her butler to unpack them for
Yeah,
her.
where did her butler go now that he's just alone?
Sifting through all that would take ages. But here, the Baroness's handbag.
Touch it. What's in it?
Ah.
How would they not have found something in there? Diary?
A
journal?
small leather-bound book. 1960.
Well, look at it.
Let's see.
She's dead.
Yes, it's a diary, all right. Difficult to read.
Is it another language? Are
No
you blind?
entry from yesterday. A brief, sober description of what she's done recently. Met Morris, arranged benefit concert for renovation of Louvre Southeastern Wing, Times photo shoot for Eye of Sphinx, BM, poor excuse for photographer, too fidgety,
BM. Oh no.
and so on.
I don't think I got anything from that. I don't think that was important.
This entry looks
all right.
strange. The handwriting is shaky, difficult to read. Dreamt of Bobby. Yesterday would have been his birthday. Next week, Jay's.
Okay. So, somebody died. Someone by the name of Bubby. What kind of notes am I taking here? That's enough. I can still look at this. There's got to be something more I can do with this,
Why
just
were
like the
down
bloodstain.
feathers tossed in the vase? Or is there anything else in there?
What do you mean, is there anything
There
else
may
in
be
there?
something else in the vase, but the neck is too narrow to...
I don't have anything. Same in the porthole.
portholes face the side deck. If someone climbed out of the cabin through a porthole, Legrand and I would have seen them.
Of course you would have. I already searched the handbag. I could search it again.
Cosmetics, a handkerchief.
I could use the
Spectacles
handkerchief, if you wouldn't
Nothing
mind.
special.
The blood spot. Is that something? Looks like something right there. Hang on a second.
The unusual color all...
Oh, come on. So the blood spot, I feel like I could get with like a Q-tip or a swab or something. Bet you there's gonna be nothing there, and that was just
Something's
waste.
under there.
Oh, that's the exact opposite of
More
what I was
feathers.
literally just saying to you.
And they're singed as well.
I read that as
I'll
signed.
put
It's
them
weird.
with the others.
We need to get into there. I don't have any tools. Oh, you know what? No, I was gonna say tongs, but that's not narrow. Oh, look at you. You're out of a
The
job.
Baroness's butler looks like he didn't get much sleep. I would describe his facial expression
I wonder where
as
he had to sleep.
worried.
It's a one bed. Means I would have to have a cabin just for him.
Hello, Mr. Inch.
Oh, Constable, hello.
You look the worse for
I
wear.
wonder if the butler did
It
it.
must be terrible for you.
Classic
Quite
trope.
terrible. No one will hire me now.
Excuse me?
My mistress was murdered. Would you hire
Sounds
a
weird when he
butler
calls her a
who's been
mistress,
mixed up
doesn't
in a
it?
Murder?
But if it turns out that you're not guilty...
But what if not? Who else would they blame? There are no gardeners on this ship.
I understand your problem. Under these circumstances, I'm sure you'd answer some questions that could help clear your name, wouldn't you?
Classic.
Of course.
Last night,
Did you
what'd you do?
notice anything suspicious last night?
No, sir. After the Baroness went to the saloon, I went to the forecastle. I was there until the
forecastle.
alarm went off. I went to the side deck and arrived shortly after Professor Lucien and Miss Miller. We found you and Inspector Legrand there. You were unconscious, and the inspector asked us to take care of you.
So
Did
many
you
questions.
hear the gunshot?
No, just the alarm, sir.
You said you were on the forecastle. It sounded like the Baroness let you have the rest of the night off.
Doubt that.
Not entirely, sir. One of the crew informed me that the Baroness wanted to be roused at 9:45.
Right. Why was that?
I suppose that she wanted to toast the success of the journey with the captain and the other passengers.
She hadn't intended to take a nap then.
That was not her way, sir. She had a lot of spirit, shall
Alcohol.
we say, when it came to social engagements and a glass or two of champagne.
The Baroness's cabin seems to have been ransacked.
Indeed, sir, by the Baroness herself.
Really?
She was searching for something the entire afternoon.
The key that she
And
didn't have?
Did she find it?
I think she did, sir, yes. She was in high spirits when she finally left her cabin.
You wouldn't happen to know what she was looking for, would you?
I'm afraid not.
Would you describe the Baroness as orderly?
No.
Well, she always had a lot of responsibilities, sir.
That doesn't answer my question.
She used to take a lot of luggage on journeys, and I helped her keep track of it as best I could. She was always very angry when she couldn't find something.
What about the photos and the documents I saw in her cabin?
I really don't know. They were out of bounds to me, sir. Memories from the war, I'd say. They meant a lot to her.
The Baroness seemed to be pretty drunk the last time I saw her.
Is that so?
Does that surprise you? Did the Baroness not drink?
Oh, yes.
Of course she did.
She drank. It was no secret.
She brought a bunch
I
of alcohol in her
understand.
stupid
How
thing.
serious was her habit?
Serious enough, sir.
Was she under any medical supervision?
Certainly not, sir. She
No.
adamantly refused to see a doctor. Like so many elderly women, she had a distinct aversion to hospitals and the like.
How long had you worked for the Baroness?
6 months, sir.
Only 6 months. I always thought that butlers
it?
stayed with their employers for decades.
Those decades have to start at some point, Constable. Her former butler wasn't able to fulfill his duties any longer. Gout.
I kind of think
sir.
this guy's
I
actually pretty
understand.
suspicious.
I took on his duties and hoped
Get the
for a
job for
secure
6 months with the
position for
plan
next
as being
20
a
years.
May
thief.
I ask what happened to your arm?
A souvenir from the war, sir.
Doesn't it hinder your work?
Yes, sir. Obviously.
I
arm looks
didn't
fine to me.
mean to offend you.
The Baroness had a soft spot for disabled veterans. I think she'd been through a lot herself.
I think that's all for now.
Please, sir, find the murderer. You
Right.
have...
I'd like to see if I can find a tool now to maybe open that vase, or get inside the vase. I'm thinking tongs, but like, that's not narrow enough. Hey everyone, thanks for watching me play The Raven Legacy of a Master Thief. If you've liked this video, hit like, hit subscribe, leave me a comment, tell me what you want to see me play next. Whatever. I look forward to hearing from you. Stay tuned for the next episode.